So today, what I wanted to record a video about is actually, and I'm going to talk to you, and you can talk to me back. You're not on screen or anything. I'm at my grandmother's house recording because she's so instrumental in this part of my life of the story I'm going to tell. She probably think it's about business or something like that, but it ain't. But what I wanted to talk about today was self-esteem and how important it is to have it, and like how people always say like it's self-esteem. You're supposed to feel that way about yourself, but you know, you need other people to let you know that you're pretty, that you're beautiful, and that you look good. You know, like, so one of the things that I always had growing up was you and Granny, and y'all used to tell me like, girl, you so pretty, you could be a supermodel. She even still tell me that to this day. Like,
I'm trying to be your manager.
Yeah, but she get, so I get the like the Torrid and the Lane Bryant, all of the plus size, you know, coupons come in the mail, and she be like, I look at all of these and you prettier than all of them girls, like every single one. I be like, tell me, grandmama. And when I was younger, my granny, which is her mother, used to always tell me like, JessKa, you lose about 10 pounds, you'll be a stone cold fox. Y'all, I done lost 10 pounds, so stone cold fox is on the way. But they always used to tell me how pretty I was growing up. Like, that was so critical to me knowing that I was unfuckwittable. Like, bitch, you might be skinny, but I am pretty. Okay, so that is just one thing, like instilling that in your child. Like, I see a lot of videos and people be calling their kids ugly. Little boys might be a little husky. They calling them fat. You know what I'm saying? Like, image is so important. And the way you think about the way you look, like that affects everything. That affects the people you date, the people you do business with, how you show up in places, right? That's a whole nother video. Like, how are you showing up? Like, how are you presenting yourself? So I just wanted to talk about that because when I was raised, my granny used to always buy me like Bath and Body Works, like with they little girl care line, skincare line, like the bubble baths, the shower gel, the spray. She used to always tell me like, a woman is supposed to look good and smell good at all times. Like, you're supposed to smell good. You hear that? Like, don't just spray it on. Wash your ass. So I was raised like that, taking baths. And, you know, she always used to tell me, like, a little girl is supposed to you're supposed to buy at least 3 outfits a day. Like, you supposed to have new clothes, nice clothes. We shopped at the thrift store, so, you know. But my granny was a little bougie. She used to buy the thrift store clothes that used to be hanging on the wall. Like, she didn't want the shit on the shelf. She want the shit on the wall, like the good donated clothes. So buying clothes, always looking put together. Even my mom, like, she never bought me name brand clothes or anything, but she always told me, like, I don't care what brand you got on. If it's clean, it's good. Like, they need to be clean, free of holes, like, not looking dingy. So, you know, that's how I was brought up, like, to look put together at all times. And people always compliment me on that. So I just need other people to know, like, you gotta take the pride in yourself to look good. Because when you look good, you what? You feel good. Okay. You got something to say? You want to add anything?
It's a good thing you can't turn the camera around and see me, because I look shocked right now. You make me go like, oh, I got to fix up there.
You should.
And I should. But what I want to say is you are one of the most gorgeous women I've ever seen in the world. You absolutely are. And but see, my entrepreneur self trying to get you go modeling, because I look at those other ladies, they look okay, but you look extraordinary, and you carry yourself extraordinary, and you always match, and you just look good. And so you got that's a talent. Everybody don't have that talent.
You think it's a talent? My mom used to say that about my older sister, because she was like, some people, they just look how they look, but some people, they just got it. Like, they just...
But you have to know they work for it. They got a great background. But they working and look good. It ain't like you just automatically.
That's a lot of work. You didn't see me on my days. Some days it be like, I ain't doing all that. But the simple things I do is making sure I got a bracelet. Always making sure I had earrings on. I don't know how many ladies out there that do the whole... Listen.
Nails.
I don't have nails, but we are in coronavirus quarantine, so can't get my nails done. A necklace is important. Like, if I took all of this stuff and I, kind of, because I want to, but I look like my name Jose without earrings. Like, I want to look like JessKa. So, put that back in.
Okay.
Now, on the flip side, because what struck me was when I saw that post, like, don't nobody want a fat bitch. Wait a minute. They want them, baby. They want us real bad.
Well, you got men that like different women. Some of them like real skinny women, but you better believe it. So like there's some healthy women.
Healthy. And you know that it takes a real mature man to date a bigger girl, because people can always be talking shit. Especially if he real handsome. You like, what you doing with that old fat girl? They don't even know I'm rocking this world. But
and I'm looking funny because I can remember my uncle. It's a different thing, but it fits in this category. And he was a handsome man. Oh, he was so handsome, and women just loved him. But he picked his wife, who was not very pretty looking and was very dark. But he loved her, and she loved him. So, that's not a heavy, skinny, fat thing. She was dark complexion. And everybody said, why he picked her? But see, they recognize the heart and the soul, man. It's easy to get pretty sometimes. I mean, it's easy. It's easy for some people. But you got to look down into that deep heart and soul. And like, if you're going to pick up a wife, make sure she love you. Not that she pretty. Thank you.
You think so? They don't give a fuck about that love shit.
No, there are some, but you have to see those are the real men. They're real men. And they'll get a woman, you go, why is he with her? I look 10 times better than her. She don't look like nothing. But it's something that's deep down in there that he can relate to know that she really love him, she really appreciate him, and she gonna take care of him. That's what's important. To some men, you got to pick your section. Some just going for looks. They don't care how mean you are, how uneducated you are. They just want you butt big and bosom. Well, you got both of those too.
Well, my butt is not big. It's just wide.
Well, are you saying like this? Okay.
No, that's not a compliment. My butt is not big. It's wide. It's just wide. It's flat. It's not really appealing to the nature.
You do the leg stuff. I don't know. Mine flat too.
Yours flat too. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, but that brings me to my next thing about body image issues, about self-esteem. So it's really based on how you brought up. Now, my family really told me that I was pretty, but they always said something about my weight. Even still to this day, like, I'm pretty sure she'll be chiming in soon, so let me get my statements out first. So when I was younger, my granny always bought me clothes. My granny was a beautician, so my hair was always pressed and curled, okay? But one thing my granny used to do that kind of like traumatized me as a kid was she always made me go to sleep with a girdle on, and her motto was it needed to be a size smaller than what you were so it can shrink your waist. And so she used to make me go to bed with him. You got to go to bed with him for him to work. And I used to pee in the bed because that shit would be so fucking tight at night. Like, this is trauma. So people be like, put on a girdle, put on a waist trainer, or get some body shaper. And I just don't wear that type of shit. Like, that's not what I want to wear. That's not my belly is jelly. So if it's gonna shake, it's gonna shake, baby. And I gotta show it. And so I went through a thing too with that in my 20s when I became a member of my sorority. Like, they used to be like, okay, you need to look a little tighter than what you do. And it's just like, I'm gonna come back to that. So that was on my granny's side. Like, she would just make me do that. She would make me bleach my elbows and my knees, and I didn't know why. And she's like, a woman is not supposed to have dark knees. And as a kid, I didn't kind of understand what that mean. But now as an adult, she meant like, if your knees was dark, that meant you sucked dick and you was a whore. So now I know, but it be the little things you instill in your kids that you just don't know. And then when it came to my mom, you know, my mom was smaller when she was my age. So raising a chunky daughter and you can't really relate to that had to be hard for her. But she used to always tell me, like, I'm not buying you new clothes until you lose some weight. And of course, I never lost the weight. So sometimes I never got the clothes. So when I started, actually, I turned 16. I started working for a clothing store called Discovery. That is where I learned to be the glammed up JessKa, so to speak, because I was getting a discount on the clothes and I knew how to dress, like matching outfits, stuff like that. Like, I finally had the freedom to buy the clothes I wanted to wear. I could wear what I wanted to wear. So it was a good experience to be able to learn how to do that. And as a bigger woman, you just know you gotta be better than these skinny bitches. So the skinny bitches can put on a regular t-shirt and some jeans and they look fine. You gotta put on a t-shirt, some jeans, you gotta accessorize, you gotta make sure your hair comb. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a step above everybody else. So that was that experience for me in high school, just always trying to look like I belonged, because I went to a high school where we didn't wear uniform. Like, we could wear what we wanted to wear, and that kind of exposed a lot of people as far as finances and what you can afford to wear. Like, I can't afford the new Jordans that just came out. I can't afford the Jabot jeans, and not even to mention that shit don't even come in plus size. Okay, so that was that. Then I went through another image thing. Like, when I joined my sorority, I don't think I ever told anybody this or whatever, but me and my line sister, we were the first bigger girls to come through our sorority in a long time. Like, our prophytes, like the people who came before us, were all skinny. They were all gorgeous. I come from a gorgeous chapter, okay? And so me being bigger, I just felt like I had to keep up with them. Like, I wanted to keep the appearance of what we look like on campus. So I really, I was already broke, so I wasn't eating, but I wasn't eating on purpose. Like, I went through a whole thing to keep myself looking slimmer, or as slim as I can look, to keep up this image. And, I still was looked at as the fat girl. So now it's like, looking back, it's like, you still was fat. You still was the fat girl. So you did all of that sacrificing and the mental thing you went through to get through that, to still be labeled as the fat girl. Whatever. So those are my things about self-esteem. And I just add this little tidbit, but the niggas still wanted me regardless. Like, whether I was fat, whether I was skinny, whether I looked bad, whether my hair was combed, my inbox stayed jumping. People stayed trying to holler at me on the slick side, and that's a whole nother video too that I'm gonna talk about, because dating big girls in private, we're done with that. So, yeah. So what you guys say? You got anything you would like to add?
Well, I would like to add that what makes you so beautiful is because you carry yourself beautiful. And that's in two ways. One is the way you relate. Three ways. One is the way you communicate.
Okay.
But when you walk, I have been with you many times in the mall, and people look at you. They realize that you're a little plus size, but you keep yourself beautiful and you hold your head up.
Yeah, I'm
and
confident.
You look like a queen when you come down. And queens ain't got to be skinny. Queens are healthy because they're rich and glorious.
Yeah, we can afford to eat that steak and lobster every day.
And if they don't want to do that, get out the way. Okay. If they don't like it, get out the way. But that's the way you carry yourself. When I see you in the mall, you carry yourself up and with pride. There's no shame. There's also, excuse the expression, no ghetto. So that helps a lot too. Cause
you don't think I'm ghetto?
Girl, please. Yeah, please. A little college graduate, sorority, all that kind of stuff. You ain't got no ghetto in you. I mean, you give us enough talk to know you real about the deal. But you stand out, but not because you're larger. You stand out because you're gorgeous, because you're intelligent, because you talk beautifully, because you can out-talk anybody want to talk. They can't even keep up with you. And I mean intelligently talk. We're not talking about, your street talk. So I think a lot of the self-esteem you have to put in yourself if nobody else did it. And hold your head up high and strut the stuff, whether it's a little stuff or whether it's big stuff. It's your stuff. And you got some men that's gonna like the little, teeny, skinny, tall.
Y'all should see her when he's. She is out there.
And then there are men, and they got clubs. They call them men are like heavy women or whatever they say.
BBW fetishes.
But it's the way you carry yourself which makes you so special. So I hope any other girls that are listening get that too. The way you carry yourself, respect yourself, love yourself, that's what makes you even more beautiful than you are.
Thank you. Did Granny ever do any of those? I know she made sure your hair was done. Lord, that was a bad thing when you. Was that hard for you when you went through that? When she got older and couldn't do your hair anymore?
Oh, that's why my hair look like this now. And my mom did my hair till I was 35 or 40. I don't know how old I was until she could not do it anymore. And so my hair always looked nice.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was a working mom and an entrepreneur. And what that means is I didn't get a lot of personal attention, but she wanted her baby. My grandmother, auntie, she the one who kept me. And my mom would tell me, when I come home from work, you have her washed, clean, hair combed, looking good. And she liked me looking good. That's the way she looked at me. She wanted her baby to look good. Now, I was heavy too.
Mm-hmm.
But I had the prettiest little clothes. And, my hair was always done because that's what she took pride in as my mother. And so I appreciate that.
Go get your phone.